For our project, we will be comparing North Korea and the Netherlands, two countries that cannot be more different in terms of peace and prosperity. We will compare and contrast the nations using the GPI, which is the Global Peace Index. Netherlands is ranked 1.574 on the GPI and is 23 out of 163 on the scale of 1 being the most peaceful country and 163 being the least peaceful country. North Korea is a 2.950 on the GPI scale and is ranked 150 out of 163. North Korea and the Netherlands are not similar in any way. However, the factor that is the closest in number is militarization, in which Netherlands has a 2.1 and North Korea has a 3.2. The Netherlands and North Korea are different on all aspects. Each of these aspects are militarization, society and security, and domestic and internal conflict, in which North Korea scores higher on all three aspects of this GPI scale. Throughout time, Netherlands and North Korea have fluctuated in ranking of peacefulness. Netherlands has dropped in ranking of peacefulness from 2013 to 2018 by 6. In 2008, Netherlands was ranked 22 out of 163, therefore showing that the Netherlands has only gone up in ranking by 1 over a 10-year period. North Korea ranked 153 out of 163, therefore increasing their ranking by 3 over a 5-year period. In 2008, North Korea is ranked 155 out of 163, indicating an increase in ranking by 5 over a 10-year period. Throughout time, both North Korea and the Netherlands have fluctuated in ratings. Overall, Netherlands remains at a tremendously lower rate on violence than North Korea. According to the GPI, Netherlands ranks lower on militarization, society and security, and domestic and internal conflict.
Many groups are working to proliferate peace throughout the Netherlands and North Korea. While the Netherlands are already one of the most peaceful countries in the world, this is upheld by their fantastic organizations and networks comprised of individuals working for peace. The Justice and Peace Organization and The Hague work together to fundraise for, support, and protect human rights defenders. Though North Korea is far from peaceful, peace organizations are working from outside of North Korea to bring peace to the area. The Korea Peace Campaign is working from South Korea to bring harmony to all of Korea. They wish to break down the boundaries of the North and South to have one Korea once again. The Veterans for Peace are also working to form a more peaceful Korea as they seek an end to the Korean War.
So the U.S. is the 121st most peaceful country out of 163, and according to the GPI, we are in a medium state of peace. Also, according to the GPI, the United States is at the worst level it has been since 2012. On the GPI, quote for quote, it says, "For a number of years, the United States has scored the maximum worst possible score on a number of domains, including incarceration, external conflicts fought, weapons exports, and nuclear and heavy weapons, making any ongoing deteriorations in these areas. And over the past 10 years, there has been a 35% improvement in deaths from external conflict as Washington has curtailed operations in Iraq and Afghanistan. Further, last year's military expenditure was 25% below its peak in 2010, and there has been a gradual fall in the homicide rate over the last decade, which is now 7% below its 2008 levels. A factor that may be keeping the U.S. in this position is that the U.S. has a 2.38% of the entire population, which is 7.2 million people, under some form of correctional supervision. The violence that is occurring in the U.S. costs a lot of money as well, and this is all preventing the U.S. from improving and getting higher on the list, according to the GPI. The U.S. is definitely going to be able to increase peacefulness through a number of ways, and I think it's definitely feasible. Through positive peace, education, and workshops, our country can learn and work together as a community to create peacefulness. Education is key. For the most part, I believe that these are all doable. There are a number of programs across the globe today that are aiming for peace, and people that are. By implementing some positive peace education and workshops into our countries and cities, we will be better able to educate our communities.
Kim Dae-jung was born on January 8, 1924. He was a South Korean politician who came to prominence during the office of President Park Chung-hee, opposing his rule. Kim Dae-jung was concerned with fair elections and fair government in Korea. He was a major advocate for democracy and was persecuted at every turn by the corrupt leaders of the nation. He persevered, however, and formed a new political party called the National Congress for New Politics in 1995. He was finally elected to office in 1997 and was able to enact change. As president, Kim Dae-jung worked to overcome South Korea's financial crisis by restructuring banking, business, and labor practices. He also aimed to improve relations with North Korea by instituting his Sunshine Policy, which allowed family members on either side of the border to visit with one another. In 1998, direct talks between North and South Korea resumed after 4 years of silence, and in 2000, Kim met with the current North Korean ruler Kim Jong-il. Kim Dae-jung was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize in 2000 for his work on South Korea's relationship to North Korea. He shepherded in a new era for South Korea, bringing the country to the center of world events and building the country's reputation for prosperity and peace.
Our world's evolution is riddled with war and violence, which is then followed by periods of peace. Thus, many of us still retain the conviction that a prolonged peace is impossible. A world without war is more than an optimistic, beautiful thought a few idealists holds. There are real chances for humanity to realize this. The thought that world peace can seriously be considered in both the Netherlands and North Korea are examples of countries working towards a peaceful community. The Netherlands is already considered one of the most peaceful places in the world. It is ranked 23 out of 163 on the peace scale. Their continued efforts to reduce and create policies on climate change, poverty, inequality, large-scale war and conflicts, and government corruptions are testimonies to their continued peaceful ranking. Although North Korea is considered one of the least peaceful places in the world, 150 out of 163, they are making small strides to become more peaceful, and that cannot go unlooked. For example, in 2018, at the Singapore summit, the leaders of our two nations met for the first time in history. Trust building and peace take time, but small steps are fundamental in the process on the road to a peaceful world, and it is possible.